minutes here with Sahvir. And Sahvir, am I saying that right? Make sure we get the pronunciation right. Okay.
Yes.
All right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and get started here. Go ahead and get those questions in the queue, and we'll get this going. Daryl Bird, looks like you've got first up. We'll go ahead and get started.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you doing this. Sahvir, you said something recently that I was hoping you could expand on a little bit. You said as a point guard, you have the ability to manage personalities and you'll get buy-in. What are the challenges there that you're talking about?
Yeah. So that not everyone reacts the same to to adversity. Everyone needs a little different a motivator. So some people you can be hard on, like you can really challenge, but some people you gotta constantly uplift and provide confidence. Be like, yo, I believe in you. You can do this. But some other people can be like, man, like, come on, let's get going. Let's go right here. Step up. So that's all different. Different personalities. I think I have had a lot of practice with that. Due to the fact that I have 5 younger siblings and I'm the oldest in my house. So, it's been something that, I've constantly gotten better at, not only with the practice, but the different teams, the different environments from high school, from college to college with 2 different rosters. And, from my freshman year to my sophomore year. And now here at Kentucky is going to be a whole new roster again. So, that's what I kind of meant by that. And, I feel like, just knowing the guys and the group messages that we've had, it's gonna be pretty easy, to get along with everyone, and everyone's buying in already. So I'm super excited.
Cool. If I could follow up one, a typical John Calipari point guard through the years has been right around 6'3". How do you compensate for not being 6'3"? And on the flip side, what are the advantages to being 5'10" when you're out there?
Yeah, like you said, I guess the average is 6'3", but I feel like I'm the fastest, or one of the fastest Coach Cal is gonna have. I'm probably up there with Fox because, and that's pretty ironic because Fox is from Houston. But I think the advantages I'm going to have are going to be similar to Tyler Ulis as far as guarding the ball, being a defensive pest, being disruptive on that end, and offensively using my speed to get into the paint and be a distributor, scoring when I need to, and being a playmaker, making the right play, try to make everyone else's lives easier so we can win some games down here.
Are you cool being compared to Tyler Ulis?
I'm sorry.
Are you cool? Are you cool being compared to Tyler Ulis?
That's cool with me. Tyler Ulis was the SEC Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year. So if I'm getting that comparison, I think I'm doing some things right. Obviously, I have to continue to get better to live up to that. But I'm super excited. He was a successful guard in college and super successful here at the University of Kentucky. And I'm really cool with that, but I'm also cool with being the one and only Sahvir Wheeler as well.
Jerry Tipton, we'll go to you next, and then Larry Vaught.
Sahvir, obviously transfers this year don't have to sit out a season. How did that impact your thinking on whether to transfer or not?
Obviously it had some impact as far as wanting to transfer this year, but I think the biggest thing for me was the fact that we had the COVID year, and I was isolated majority of the year, not being able to be around my family and my friends. I've only seen my parents twice during this past school year in 10 months or so, and that's something that's that's unheard of. So I was forced to really look in and see what I value. I was forced to kind of reevaluate the whole situation as far as looking at basketball as a business from a business standpoint. I had to see what opportunities were going to be out there for where I can better myself and have an opportunity to make a run at the national championship, and also put myself in position to play at the next level and achieve my dreams. And after a lot of reevaluation and knowing that the one-time transfer rule was possibly a thing that can pass this year, I decided to look elsewhere and eventually end up at the University of Kentucky.
And I talked to your high school coach, and he says that sometimes you would audible, shall we say. Play was called, but you saw other opportunities for a better scoring chance. I'm wondering how often that happens, and how do you try to work with the coach to the coach can handle being audibleized?
Yeah, I've done that in college as well. And I think the biggest thing is having that trust with the coaching staff. You have to be not only for you to trust them, but they have to trust you as the point guard ultimately. you're the extension of the coaching staff on the court. When you're playing at Kansas and Fog Allen with 16,000+ people, yelling and cheering during the game, you're not going to be able to hear Coach Cal on the other side. So as the point guard and as the leader as the floor general, you're going to have to be able to make some of those calls when you can't hear them necessarily, but you have to be able to, and coach has to be able to know, man, he's going to make the right call. He's going to put us in the best positions to score. And also when you feel like, you got to run that play that Coach Cal calls, because you don't want to, do something else and it not work out. So you got to have a healthy balance between the two. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to being able to trust each other and know that, you want to put the team in his best position to score and win games.
Thanks.
Larry Vaught will go to you, and then John Hale after that.
Yeah, a couple of things, Sahvir. One, obviously, are you just a student of UK basketball history that you could throw those names out there like you just did?
I would like to call myself a student of the game just in general, but any great point guard to come through college basketball, I've had a little study session with my dad at some point. But Kentucky specifically, I think because I always wanted to play in the SEC. I feel like this league was built for guards like me to play fast, to be up tempo, and to be productive. And you've had a lot of guards come through Kentucky, obviously, were all those things. And so that's why, I could consider myself, I guess, a Kentucky historian per se a little bit. But, I'm just super excited to be here.
And then to go ahead and commit or sign with Kentucky just a few days after another high school point guard signed with Kentucky says a lot about the confidence you have in yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be here without my self-confidence. And, that's just being honest. Not a lot of 5'10" sub-6 guards playing the SEC at a high major and productive. You got to have a little bit of self-confidence and then know what you bring to a team no matter who's there. But Coach Cal was very straight up and genuine from the beginning. Like, I knew he was recruiting another guard, and I knew that it would be a guard that we could complement each other. Ty is unselfish. I'm unselfish. He can score. I can score. He can really shoot it. And that's something I'm working on. Hopefully y'all going to be able to say that about me at the end of the year. But I'm like, I knew everything that was going on, and I'm super excited and looking forward to the opportunity to, get to know him and build a bond and build a friendship and a brotherhood that, that'll last a lifetime.
Thank you.
John Hale will go to you, and then Ken Spencer after that.
Sahvir, you talked about the one-time transfer rule, but for now, at least, the SEC does have the rule that intra-conference transfers have to sit out. It feels like maybe they're going to get rid of that, but was that a hesitation at all when you were looking at Kentucky, the worry that rule is still out there for now?
I mean, it was a little bit, but I felt like, from what I've gathered with, with my parents and their resources, I wouldn't have made the move if I felt like I was going to have to sit out this year. But I think that rule is it's gonna pass. Hopefully it will. I'm pretty sure it will. But I mean, at the end of the day, I was just looking for the best opportunity for me, whether I was gonna play this year or wasn't. I was looking forward for an opportunity to play right away when I was able to play, be an immediate impact winning, make a run at the national championship, and surround myself with guys who are going to help elevate my game, not only from a player standpoint, but a coaching standpoint. They're going to hold me accountable on a day-to-day basis to be at my best, to be the best version of myself.
And then you're actually just one of two guys on this team who has played in a packed Rupp arena before. Obviously, that game did not go very well for you individually and Georgia as a freshman. What do you remember about that experience, and how did that kind of weigh on your mind playing in that environment?
Rupp Arena obviously is a one-of-a-kind environment. It's one of the best environments in college basketball. But to defend myself a little bit there, that game, I was battling a ankle injury. I was wearing a boot before and after the game, so that kind of hindered my performance there. But it's a big time place. Like, when you come into Rupp, it's like, I'm like, bro, am I playing in the NBA right now? So, it's a one-of-a-kind thing, and I'm super excited to be able to play as the home team and be able to represent Big Blue Nation and go out there and be exciting and win games and have Kentucky back where it's supposed to be.
Ken Spencer, go ahead.
Yeah. Sahvir, this is Ken Spencer with WHAS 11 in Louisville. You had a lot of great options. What was it about John Calipari? What was it about this opportunity at Kentucky that said, hey, look, this is the place where I want to be?
I think the biggest thing is the platform that Kentucky has, the stage where if you're excelling and you're competing at a high level and being productive, I mean that puts you in a different atmosphere, a different environment than anywhere else. Also, just looking from a roster standpoint, I've never got to play with elite shooters like Kentucky has this year on its roster. Especially in college, I never got to play with the elite athleticism, the size, the length, the versatility of the wings and the forwards, and also being able to play for a coaching staff who's put multiple point guards, in the NBA draft, who's developed them throughout the year, who's given them confidence, empowered them, and not only that, but me being very familiar with the SEC. I've been in this conference for 2 years. I'm almost like a vet now. I know what to expect. I know, the different coaching styles and different coaching staffs and what they like. I know what it takes to win. And not only that, but I am all conference. I am all SEC here. So it's a conference I'm super familiar with and comfortable with and also productive in.
We'll go to John Wong, and then Jerry, I'll circle back to you for follow-up.
Hi, Sahvir. You've experienced firsthand the thrill of beating the University of Kentucky on a last-second play. So how does that help you now that the shoe's on the other foot and the target is on your back and you know that other guys are just itching to take Kentucky down?
Yeah, I knew coming into it, anytime we'll step on the floor, we are their Super Bowl. We are the game of the year for anyone else. We have the targets on the back. And I'm looking forward to that. Honestly, my whole life, I've been looking forward to challenges and being on the biggest stage and competing against the best. I mean, that's something that I feel like I thrive in, was when the lights are the brightest, the stakes are the highest, and you're the confident big dog or you're going to be sitting down somewhere. And I like that. I'm looking forward to that. And that's, another main reason why I chose this place is to be around the best and play against the best. And having a target on your back, obviously people are going to come after you, but it forces you to stay sharp. It forces you to, dive and find ways where you can get better throughout the year. Watch film. I'm constantly being in the gym. It drives me to keep me hungry and knowing that there's someone coming after me as well.
Yeah, Coach Cal had also talked about in his statement about you, about how you were disruptive defensively. Can you talk a little bit about your defensive game and what you're going to bring in your role as kind of a defensive disruptor?
Yeah, I've been pretty good defensively for the most part in my college career, but that's something I also want to step up. I think a little bit. I wasn't able to showcase everything, at the University of Georgia, but I think I'm looking forward to hounding the ball, causing havoc with ball handlers 94 feet. From the second we score, I'm finding a point guard and making his life a little bit tougher than what he would expect. Also being able to, read the passing lanes, being that quarterback on the back line, of talking to everyone, helping guys with, communication, with coverages, and also being able to switch. I kind of pride myself in that because I know some teams are going to be like, hey, we're going to get the switch on him, set a ball screen there and roll him down to the block where now it's really not that easy. So I think I'm going to be able to bring a lot of defensive pressure, but also being a quarterback out there and talking to everyone through different screens and different actions. And so we can get a stop and we can play fast on the other end.
All right, guys, we'll do a few follow-up questions here. We'll go back to Jerry and then back to Daryl.
Yes, Sahvir, I noticed Georgia lists your height as 5'10". I'm wondering, how tall are you really?
We play basketball with shoes on. When my shoes off, I'm 5'9". So with basketball, we walk around in our everyday life with shoes on. So I'm 5'10" with shoes on.
And I'm wondering too, your shooting was, as you mentioned earlier, wasn't as good as you'd like it to be. Why do you think it hasn't been as good as you'd like, and what can you do to make it better?
Yeah. My freshman year, I shot it a lot better. I think this past year as a sophomore, I was kind of put, in some situations, whether it was late clock or, end of the half, where, I was the focal point. I had a lot of the attention on me. And so, when I had to take some tough shots. Just for us to get a shot, just to get this shot up at the rim. And, some of it, maybe been on my end taking a bad shot. But I was just trying to put the pressure on myself to make the right play or try to make a play every possession. And I think that kind of hindered my my percentages. And also playing with other guys who can shoot is going to help me become a better shooter. Because if you have to run those guys off the line and they're now penetrating and making the one more pass to me where I'm wide open and I can have my feet set and knock it down, my percentage is going to skyrocket back up again. So, I know everyone looks at the percentages, but I think I'm a way better shooter than what the percentages say. And I'm looking forward to be able to prove that to everyone this year as well.
Daryl, we'll go back to you, and then Kent, we'll see if we have time for any more.
All right, thanks, Eric. Yes, Sahvir, I'm just curious, have you spent your whole life, all the way back when you were a little kid, being told you're too small to play this game, and how that has made you the confident player you are now?
Yes and no. Yes and no. I think in the beginning stages, before, I received my first Division I scholarship in 9th grade to an SEC school, everyone was saying I was too small then, but I don't really get that anymore. Everyone's trying to nitpick now. Now it's like, man, you got to improve your shooting. Okay. Now, you got to become the best passer. Okay, I did that. So, everyone's going to find a narrative because I'm not the tallest point guard in the world or in the country or even in SEC. So, I don't get that you're too small so much. Even with the impact of the smaller guards in the NBA right now with Fred VanVleet, with Kyle Lowry, with Isaiah Thomas, who, he had an injury that, kind of caused him to die down a little bit. Even Mike James, he signed 3 or 2 10-day contracts with the Nets and how he's been productive. So the smaller guard isn't going away. They're actually more than there are ever. So, that doesn't come up, but everyone's always has their opinion on why I shouldn't be here or why I'm not doing something. I'm getting better every year. I'm getting better every day. And at some point, there's not gonna be anything left you can say. You're just gonna have to respect it. And I'm looking forward to that day.
Thank you.
Let's go. We'll go Kent, and then Larry, you can end us off.
Sahvir, the other day that you talked about when you were asked about playing with Ty, you kind of brought up a lot of, old UK point guards that played together, kind of like, John Wall and Eric Bledsoe and that. In what way can that help both of you guys individually? And what way in your opinion, can that help this team?
Individually, I know it's going to help me. Just having the pressure off trying to make a play every possession. Obviously, when I have the ball, I'm going to be aggressive, but I don't have to press as much, knowing I have a secondary ball handler who's very capable of creating for herself and others. And it's also going to help me get some wide open shots every now and then so I can knock down a couple more threes. But I'm super excited, and he's a very cerebral player. He can talk the game. He knows the game. He's unselfish. And when you have 2 point guards like that, one experienced in the SEC and the other of high talent and high ability, when you put those 2 things together, that's going to be pretty hard to stop. And with me helping me, with me helping him, just kind of showing him the ropes and what it takes to be great in the SEC. I'm showing him, breaking down with film with him, and hey man, you can do this. So teams are gonna probably try to do this to you. So do this to you. So walking through him step by step on how he can continue to get better, and us playing with each other in practice and building that chemistry is gonna help as well. So I think, and with us playing good together, that's only beneficial for the team. Because if your guards are confident and they're playing well, that's gonna lead to everyone else building their own confidence and building the confidence in the team as a unit to be able to go out there and win games and compete for a national championship.
All right, Larry, you'll have the final question.
Okay, thanks. Sahvir, obviously, it seems like you're a pretty happy guy. Is there ever a day you're not smiling and happy about things?
Nah, the only day I'm not, super happy and smiling is the day we have to take finals. But other than that, I try to live my best life. I have parents who've been married for 20 years happily. I have 5 siblings who look up to me and all doing great things. I have a great support system. I'm at one of the best universities at the University of Kentucky for basketball in the country. Life is great right now. There's nothing to be sad about. It's all happy things and happy thoughts. So I'm super excited right now.